Welcome everybody to the 6th mystery chocolate tasting, and this is the second one with filled chocolates. I'm very excited this month to have Nisha Parmar as my special guest, the first special guest that I've not met in real life yet. One day, hopefully. So Nisha was recommended to me as a special guest by our mutual friend Karen, who I think something about being obsessed with chocolate perhaps.
Yeah, that's right.
Did any of you see Nisha on MasterChef? She was a 2018 semi-finalist. Any MasterChef lovers in the group? Couple?
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, if I'm asking you to say yes, either your hand or the emoji or a thumbs up, either through the emoji or the real life. As well as being a MasterChef, Nisha is also a chef to the stars. So I have some questions about that. I'll get to them because I know you're all anxious to eat chocolate. So we'll come back to the questions for Nisha. But yeah, and she has a cafe, and she used to have a city job. Well, I used to call a real job, but what she does is also a real job, just like this.
Yeah, I'm not stuck to my desk anymore. Yeah, 17 years of being in banking, so going from a desk, 12 hours a day to a kitchen is completely different. But yeah, I love it because it's my passion, and I'm doing something that I actually enjoy and not pretend that I liked, because yeah, finance was a bit dull for me. Didn't really enjoy it. Sorry, anyone who loves the stock market and stuff, but yeah, wasn't.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like, obviously, people that do, so that's brilliant that they're in that job. But I'm so glad now. Right, so I didn't know which chocolate we were going to eat first, so they're not, and then some of them I actually only have half left, so I will have to describe them to you. I'll try and hold them up what's left, and maybe you can identify it. The very first chocolate that we're going to taste is the one that has no design on it. So it's the pale brown one that is very shiny and kind of a dough.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't joined us before, which I think the majority of you, yes, thanks Andrew, that one. The majority of you have come on at least one of the tastings before. Thank you, appreciate you all coming back. You have one of these in your, shouldn't turn the slide without, in your pack. And so this is more designed for craft chocolate bean to bar, which has more than 400 flavors in it just naturally, and these are some of the ones that you can find. However, it is really helpful when you're doing a mystery tasting of truffles as well, because many of the flavors that are in the chocolates that we'll be tasting on these sessions can be found in here. So it could be a tool for you to help jog your memory of what you think you're tasting. Yeah, I like this size too, Nicola. So you can either bite straight into it or do as I did and cut it in half, which you might have to do if you're sharing. So you'll see this is a multi-layered chocolate. Very exciting. Oh crap. Sorry everybody, I just forgot to tell you that there's no nuts in these chocolates, but one of them does have alcohol. So if that's an issue to you, I should tell you right now. And if it is, please send me a quick message even before you eat this one.
1 minute. If it's got alcohol.
Sorry. I won't do that again. How are we going with tasting? So I said on the sheet of paper it says nuts, but there's actually no nuts in any of the chocolate. But if anyone has anything they particularly really don't want to eat, feel free to send me a private message and I will see it. Mousy. I know you mean Moosey. Just teasing. Mousy will be one less S.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your descriptions. It is really silky, isn't it? It does taste like a brownie. So there are other ingredients in this apart from, what makes it smooth, like the cream and sugar. Coconut? No.
Oh,
It's quite a coconutty chocolate. So the picking flavors in flavored chocolates, truffles or pralines or even just bars, is extremely challenging. There's a few chocolate professionals on this call who would agree with me. The reason it's extra hard, not because only visually you can't tell, but also because whatever chocolate is used can influence the flavor, and it also has some flavors just naturally that you might be picking up on, like the coconut. There isn't any coconut in this, but you can, it might be a slightly coconutty milk chocolate. Hint of cinnamon. Well done, Ed.
That's exactly what I'm tasting, Jen. Cinnamon. Excellent. The first spice I got, it could be like a Christmassy one with, I can taste alcohol in there as well.
You're kind of soft. Can everybody else hear you all right, Nisha? Can you hear me as well?
I can hear you clearly, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little soft. Maybe it's only me that's finding it a bit soft. It's probably because there's rain, a lot of heavy rain, and I have like lots of skylights, which is lovely, but heavy rain. So, okay, cool, just me. It does taste like a water ganache. It's not, but this particular chocolatier does do a lot of water ganaches. She does a lot of vegan chocolates, but this is not one of them. Great, thanks everybody. So yes, there is cinnamon in this. Well done.
Yes,
it's really super subtle, I think, but lovely. Any other guesses to what other? It's a very seasonal chocolate. I hope you appreciated the seasonal color theme to this. I'd like to say it was intentional, but was not. When you open the box, it was very autumnal. It was not on purpose. I mean, it was totally on purpose. You found the cinnamon strong. Okay, that's so interesting that everybody has different tastes. So there isn't actually apple, but I can see why you might think that. So there are two layers, the caramel on the top and then the ganache underneath. So the caramel is a butterscotch caramel, so there's no particular flavoring that. The ganache has an alcohol in it, it has cinnamon, and it also has other spices as well. Sorry, go ahead, Nisha.
Nutmeg. I can taste a tiny hint of nutmeg.
You can, well done. It also, I'm going to make sure I get it right. So it's pumpkin pie spices, which, to clarify, is cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, and cloves, at least according to the internet. I didn't check with the chocolatier if that's the particular range. So it is, I think, subtle but delicious. And it also has whiskey in it as well.
Yeah.
So this is a brand new chocolate from this chocolatier, seasonal, and I hadn't tried it before this time, but I love every other chocolate of this chocolatier, so I was keen to go with the seasonal option for this one. So I shall reveal the chocolatier. Does anyone know who it is? London-based woman, clearly, by the she I keep mentioning. So, Lady Cacao.
Lady Cacao.
So some of you may have met Anna Marie before. She used to be a chocolatier at Melt Chocolates and at Rococo as well, and she launched on her own a few years ago. You'll find her most weekends at Broadway Market and sometimes at other markets. She does one-to-one classes, not so much now, normally in person. They're wonderful. She's a San Diego native and studied there and worked with chocolatiers there and in the UK as well. And one of my favorite things that she does is chocolate covered dates that have almonds inside as well, and they're medjool dates, and they are just stunning. She sent me a few just after Maya was born, and they were like the best thing that. What the other thing I was going to say about her? She also only uses really ethical chocolate, so she uses a lot of original beans and some chocolate on Madagascar as well. So she really cares about chocolate. She does ice creams in the summer and hot chocolate in the winter. So yeah, go to Broadway Market and check her out. Right. So that one was like, I think we're fine to move straight on to the next chocolate because I don't think that's going to interfere with the next one. And so the next one we're going to taste is this very pretty one, the yellow one. Yes. Okay, I'm going to cut this. If you're sharing, cutting probably recommended.
I must say, I really like the shape. I've never seen a shape like that. I think it's really,
me too.
Really,
I really like it when you get a box and they're all different shapes. I like it when they're all really big, personally, but you know.
Well, that's perfect. I like that little shape, and the speckles on there is really nice.
Yeah, it's definitely artistic. And so, what we're not judging chocolate here. We're just tasting it and enjoying it and trying to guess flavors. But when I judge chocolates, I judge bars, but I also judge truffles as well, and a few other people on the call do too. And so, appearance does count. If the chocolate tasted terrible, it still wouldn't win an award. But you really do, as you all know, eat with your eyes. And so the fact that this is like extremely, you know, the shine is amazing, all the color, and then when you look at the shell is extremely even and really thin, and that it is a caramel. I don't think I'm going to be spoiling anything for any of you by revealing them as a caramel. Is a really great texture. I mean, I like runny caramels and chewy caramels, but yeah, this is.
Oh, that's excellent. Has it got like lemon or yuzu in there and a bit of salt?
Yes, it does. Got it in one, so it is lemon. Yeah, citrus caramel, I should say. I think it's just lemon
and some salt, tiny bit of sea salt.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I've just got it all over my fingers. Makes them all fun, right? So this chocolate actually won an award. So it was a bronze winner in 2017. When the chocolatier, I believe, was 17. He could just nod. I can see him. Can he nod? 17, yeah. So 17 when he won an award for this. So he started making chocolates or working in pastry and learning how to cook professionally at just 16. He's only in his early 20s now, clearly. And he doesn't have a shop or even a online shop that you can order from today, but I'm sure he will take bespoke requests. He's got lots of interesting chocolate. Feel free to, he's on the call. So now I can't ask you if you like them, because that might be embarrassing. Yes, so there you go, Dom, thank you. I don't have anything with your brand on it, but the chocolatier is Dominic Hutchings. Dom, I think he prefers. So yeah, and on Instagram and Twitter, he's at Dom Hutchings. All the chocolate website. So if you want to put anything, you do straight to them. So gifts. Dominic Hutchings. About you.
Yeah, we've just lost you a little bit there, Jen.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I have to say, but hold on. Let's see if I'll kick you all off if I change to. I've got to do this before. Bye.
Really like that chocolate, though. I must say that was really, really good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think anything lemon, but because it was such a smooth caramel, really, really smooth. Was that a water ganache caramel?
No, I don't think so. Cream and butter, right, Dom?
Amazing.
It's yeah. I now need to try everything that he makes. His Instagram's like with the things he's got on is beautiful. So. And
I like the fact that it's got a really thin shell over it. Like the chocolate's not so thick. I like that a lot.
And that's the really tricky bit about anyone how to go making chocolates at home, like getting that thin shell.
Yeah, that thin shell was amazing.
Especially for a caramel, because you need to make sure that it's thick enough so the caramel doesn't leak, but not so thick that all you've got is chocolate. Ooh, good question. What is a water ganache? A water ganache is chocolate. So a ganache is chocolate, typically chocolate and cream mixed together, often with a little bit of butter as well. And a water ganache is using water instead of cream. So just basically pouring boiling water over chopped up chocolate and then stirring till it emulsifies. And so people used to think that chocolate couldn't go anywhere near water, otherwise the chocolate would seize and it would be terrible. But actually you can get the really silky ganache, and the shelf life is shorter than with cream, but it you get a completely different flavor because it's basically like having a dark chocolate versus a milk chocolate. So
where can you buy this from, Dom? Where can I buy?
I will put it in. I will put his website in the email tomorrow. But feel free to put your website in the chat Done.
Thank you.
Golden salt.
Yeah, the sea salt, definitely.
It's such a silky ganache. Yeah, so it's technically a citrus caramel rather than just a lemon one. Okay, so our next chocolate. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Again, for the white one.
The white one.
Yeah, to get right. The orange specks. So I'm going to cut it in half.
Cut it in half. Oh, that dome shape is really pretty.
So we're on the third chocolate, which is the white one with the orange specks. They have beautiful shapes, aren't they?
Really nice.
Such a challenge to come up with variety of flavors and shapes and colors.
Yeah. But that looks like, is it the biomeans? What are they called? You know, in the Eden project in Cornwall, they look like those, don't they? Like a greenhouse.
Yeah, they do. Does anyone know what those are called?
That's what it looks like. Yeah, that biome.
Biome. I've got caramel all over my knife.
Okay.
It says,
I don't know.
Okay.
Clove.
Buckminster full of domes, really?
Clove for me.
Is that right, ma'am?
Cinnamon and clove.
Yeah. Are you Googling or do you just know that, Matthew? Banana and chili. Interesting. Cinnamon. Yes, there is cinnamon in this one too. It's autumn. How could I not have at least 2 chocolates with cinnamon in them?
Very heavy on clove, this one.
You can get the clove as well. Clove is also correct. Cinnamon and clove. Remind anyone of anything?
Ginger. Again, is it a gingerbread kind of?
There's ginger too. I should have also said it was completely unintentional that I had my special guest, someone actually celebrating Diwali on Diwali.
Oh, chestnut. That's a good guess from D. Cook.
Fede and Sam, well done. It is chai. And so we have a white chocolate shell and then dark chocolate ganache with chai spices.
Chai spices.
Which, I've had the full range from this chocolatier, and this was one of my favorites. I thought it was a really delicately spiced and just paired perfectly with having the white shell, not like you'd have milk with chai, but a dark.
I have my son here, that's why I keep looking over. He's trying with me, so every single time he keeps going, is there alcohol in this, Mummy? Can I have it?
Yes, there's alcohol in all of them.
So he's got his own box he's tasting. Have you liked it so far?
Yeah.
You haven't had the first one. The first one he didn't have, but the rest.
Another one for you later then. So yeah, in the chai spice one, the spice is very similar to the pumpkin pie spice. So it's ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, black and white pepper, nutmeg, and clove. And so the pepper and cardamom in this one versus the first one. And the first one had all spice, but this one didn't. And
Not so smooth. The caramel wasn't as smooth as the first one in this one. It's a little more dense.
Are you going to have a drunk 4-year-old, Fede? Think it'll be okay. I don't think the whiskey was too strong. So the chocolatier, it's in reverse, the painted peacock. I don't know how many of you have heard of Jürgen's business.
Yep, I've heard of them.
So Jürgen grew up in England and in Kenya, and she started this business several years ago now. But she still works full time, like many chocolatiers do in the beginning, if not forever. On top of having, a full time job, she has created this beautiful brand and stunning chocolate. So they are all as beautifully decorated as this one with the coloured cocoa butter. And there's some award winners not in her selection as well. So there's a pink peppercorn. What's the pink peppercorn with? I've forgotten now. Pistachio. Right? Yeah, pink peppercorn and pistachio. I didn't want to choose too many too crazy flavors for these tastings, but if you want me to, I will start choosing the crazy flavors in future ones. But it has won an award, so it is a gorgeous chocolate as well. See if you can walk a straight line. Excellent. Okay, so if you have some water, I recommend having a sip of water now. Anyone have any questions? Crazy flavors, cool. All right, I'll bear that in mind. We're already halfway through and 20 minutes in, so you have to start asking some questions soon. Yay, I'm glad. All right, so these are all so beautiful. Another beautiful chocolate. This time we're going to go in for the dome, which has the orange on top. Also really liking the size of this one. Thank you, Una. Yes, I forgot to say that if anyone wants to buy anything from Una, the painted peacock, if you use the code chocolates15, nice and easy to remember, that will give you 15% off. Sorry, KB, less cinnamon next time, I promise. All right, so this one is just as beautiful inside. So I'm going to hold it up in case anybody bit into it and forgot to notice. Any guesses before you taste it? You're already tasting it, that's fine.
Wow. It's passion fruit, of course. Well, a lot of people are saying that. Passion fruit. And
you smell that straight away. So it's the taller orange dome that has, so the one that's not a semi-sphere, the one that's got some height to it. Yeah, I thought you'd like that, Nicola. So again, like I said, we're not judging, but I'm just going to tell you how good this one is as well, with its thin layers and the really even, so thin coating to the shell and then the really even layers, which again is really challenging. So if you think about when you're making this chocolate, the mold is essentially upside down, so the passion fruit will go in, chocolate goes in first obviously, and then you shake out the excess and then you put in the passion fruit, and then somehow manage to get a piece of praline that sits on top.
that crunch is so nice. I think I agree with the others. It tastes like some sort of sesame.
Yeah, it is black sesame and passion fruit.
Is there any other citrus in there? Is there some orange or something in there? No?
Not that I know of. Let me see if the chocolatier is on the call.
Lovely.
Is there anything else in there? Can you nod? I'm watching you. Just passion fruit? Just passion fruit? Okay. So just passion fruit. It does taste quite kind of orangey though.
Really lovely. I love that one. I think I love the texture. That sesame is really clever. The black sesame.
Yeah, I love like this one actually. So this chocolatier, it's called Jack. I'll reveal his brand in a second, but I have his brand with me. One of the things I love most, I mean, I really love the taste of all the chocolates of his that I've tried, but on his website in really big letters, like the first thing that you see is chocolate as beautiful and unique as you, which, just made me feel so good. So we have another really young chocolatier here. I mean, sorry if that sounds condescending, just because, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So Jack Ralph makes his chocolates under the brand Art Chocolat. Again, there's so many people in this group that really focus on the beauty of their chocolates, and he has a lot of really playful chocolates like this that have a lot of texture as well, and his Instagram is awesome, watching him make the chocolates and all the crazy ones, so filled with passion. Jack Ralph.
Delicious.
Everybody doing okay, so that's again kind of a strong chocolate, so I'm gonna just let you have a second. Does anyone have any questions for Nisha? Well, I'm really nosy, so for those of you who don't know, and I said Nisha is a chef to celebrities, that means she actually goes to their houses and makes their food. So people like Joe Wicks and Lisa Faulkner, right? And, yeah, like a lot of them, I'm sure not all of them go on your Instagram, but there's lots of them on there. So I was doing a bit of stalking, and I'm very curious. So did you start getting those gigs, the opportunities, because of MasterChef, or did people you knew anyway?
Yeah, no, not really. It was actually just being at the right place at the right time. Really was a bit of luck. MasterChef, yeah, set me up for, the cooking world. But I used to actually look after somebody from UNICEF who does Soccer Aid, and he watched me, and that was one of my accounts where I used to work. And then he said, he watched me, and he said, "Oh, I think you'd be great. Come and cook at Soccer Aid." And I was like, "I've never cooked for 300 people," but I didn't tell him that. I was like, "Yeah, okay." And so I did it. And then I just met lots of celebrities there, and what they ate that night, which I crafted and designed, they really liked that. And that's where I met Joe Wicks, and I met a lot of the footballers. And since then, it's just a really small circle. So one of the celebs booked me, and they recommended me to their friends. And then I've just sort of been to, everyone's houses since then. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. That's so cool. Isn't that funny? I just love that you're like, I'm not going to tell you that I haven't done that before. I'm just going to do it. And then you knock it out of the park.
Yeah. Pretty much. But MasterChef did, it's a great platform. So I guess, having that backing was like, did set me up for that. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do once I did leave MasterChef. I just thought I would do some cookery classes, teach people how to cook. I've been doing some lockdown videos, so I just thought, I'll just teach people how to cook. And then this accidentally came about where people said, "Oh, will you cook a dinner party for me?" I was like, okay. And then I did one, and Instagram's great. People saw my pictures, and then they just sort of started booking me again. Thought, we don't have to go to a restaurant. The restaurant comes to us, so they like the concept, and it's all just kicked off from there. Yeah.
And you're like booked out until 2021 now, like the summer.
Yeah, pretty much. Now next year actually is booked because of all the lockdowns. All the sort of bookings I had to be pushed to next year, so I'm completely booked till 2022 now. Because every time we have a lockdown, I have to pause all the dinner parties, and then I have to push them ahead. So yeah, it's been like anyone in hospitality and lots of businesses. Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle that way, but we've just adapted. We've been very fortunate that there's things like Instagram and where we've introduced new things to do. So I've been focusing on doing cookery classes, cookery sort of videos, little videos, short videos for people at home to cook dinners. Yeah,
they're brilliant. If you haven't looked at, I did put your Instagram link in the most recent email that I sent to everybody, but if you haven't looked at it, go and check them out. I'm definitely going to make the broccoli once I get a new order of vegetables. Missed my delivery slot, and we've been surviving off the pantry and the freezer. So okay, I like these questions, but we're gonna take one more chocolate, and then we'll ask some more questions, because there's chocolate in front of you, and I want people to be paying attention to the answers to the question instead of just looking at the chocolates and wondering. So the second to last chocolate, I only have half of it. It's the oval, which has the leaf pattern on it. This is obviously not a full oval because I have already cut it in half.
Yeah.
Careful with that black sesame stuff. It does get everywhere.
Yeah. Dame bar, like someone said that. Dame bar, definitely butterscotch vibes.
You can tell how many chefs there are in this group.
Yeah, definitely some salt.
So I definitely think it tastes like the Dame bar as well. Nicola and Ed are right. It is brown butter. Sorry, Jack. It's do we like it? So this chocolatier sent me she has over 70 different chocolates, I'm sure, in her range. So and with her I narrowed them down and to 6 that she sent me to choose one from, and there were some really interesting flavors like smoked paprika and pecan in the mix, but when I tasted this I was just like, oh, and I'm glad you all like it. So that chocolatier, this chocolatier that made this gorgeous chocolate, is Zara's chocolate. So some of you will be familiar with Amazing. And so another young chocolatier, and she started her business in 2013. And she has a shop in Bristol. Obviously, it's closed right now, but you can buy her things on her chocolates online. They do sell out quite quickly, but she's still taking orders for Christmas at the moment. And yeah, like I said, the range. So this doesn't include the Christmas flavors, but this is all of the flavors that she has at the moment. So yeah, pineapple mojito. I haven't tried that yet. Really want to. The dark and stormy I did try. It's quite a hit of alcohol. No bad thing. Sesame caramel praline is also delicious, but because I was going to choose the black sesame and passion fruit, I didn't want to have two sesame ones in the same box. Yeah, there's Kir Royale, matcha and raspberry, salted almond crunch, rose, orange and almond. There's Psychopomp gin. That's the name of the brand of the gin. And yeah, treacle and pecan, rosemary and olive oil. I tried that one as well. I thought that one might not be as popular with everybody.
Yeah.
Right, we'll taste the last chocolate and then we can ask some more questions. So the final chocolate should be not requiring an introduction, but it is the dome with the orange swirl on it. Semi-chocolate.
Yeah.
I hate that it's across two screens and so I can't look at you all at the same time. I mean, I love that there's enough people that you're across two screens. Yep, dark chocolate today. I didn't actually intend that the chocolate would be so milk chocolate based. I could say that I did for Nisha's sake.
Suffocate.
So apologies for anyone who is not a fan of orange and chocolate. And I've made this one last, but I thought this one was the most intense flavored. And once you try this, it's going to be really tricky to taste anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my justification for the order. And the fact that I just think it's a really beautifully made chocolate and a nice one to finish on. Sorry, Anna. I should have remembered that. Natasha loving milk the best. Have I taught you nothing? I'm kidding. Natasha's one of my team, my tour guides. And it's totally fine that
that's milk. Probably not my favorite. It was lovely, but I just don't think it was something that blew me away. It's like I've tasted this kind of stuff before. Sorry.
No. This one also is an award winner. And it's one
I don't know anything about chocolate, told you.
No, it's one of the best sellers, and the reason I particularly like this one and thought it was like slightly more interesting than your average orange chocolate is because it has the like little bit of liquid orange at the top above the ganache. Well, that's a good question about Zoom. Why are we hides his love for milk chocolate? Totally fine to love milk chocolate. I'm teasing. There's this like expectation that if you are knowledgeable about chocolate, you should only like milk chocolate. But sorry, I only like dark chocolate. I got distracted by my daughter's just arrived. Shall I bring her in? Gosh, I think it's too distracting. Maybe in a few minutes. I'll get her to come in 5 minutes. Okay. I want to ask Nisha some more questions first. Someone's asked, do you use chocolate in any of your cooking or baking?
Yeah, I do. In savory, I think it works really nicely in things like mole. You know, when you make a Mexican sort of slow cooked, a little wedge of dark chocolate in either the black beans or like some meat, lamb. When you're making like a chili, like 90% dark chocolate in a chili con carne or a mole kind of Mexican inspired black bean dish is amazing. Really nice, smooth, silky. Sometimes I even put it in a curry, just a tiny bit. It gives it a really nice depth of flavor, like wine would.
Yeah,
it's really enhances it. But yeah, I do use chocolate in my baking too. But yeah, I tend to sort of go a little bit more the fruity side once you have one of my menus, which are very high in chili and things. Yeah. One moment, I'm coming. Oh, sorry. Look, 1 minute. Sorry, I've got my little one there. But yeah, I do. Yeah, chocolate is widely used in my cooking.
I love the idea of putting it into curries, like things like a dal or
no, not so much a dal. A slow cook, like lamb dish, perhaps.
Okay.
With meat, it does marry better, but with black beans, there's something about black beans it works really nice with as well. Anything if you want that smoky kind of flavor, it goes well with. But yeah, with desserts, I tend to go to the more fresher desserts. I kind of use a bit more aromatic, like kaffir lime, lemongrass. I do the passion fruits and the yuzu, and so that's why I think when we go back and say which ones were my favorite, I can tell already which ones are going to be my favorite, because I really like the fresh, singy flavors.
The final chocolate, another female chocolatier. Yeah. It is Lucy Armstrong. So some of you might be aware of Lucy. She started her business in 2010 after traveling the world. So a lot of her chocolates have lots of inspiration, but obviously the chocolate orange is quite British and classic. And she has a shop as well. So in East Wittering, another place I need to visit, next year, hopefully make a trip around the UK visiting all these amazing shops. Yeah, from the South Coast. She's won a lot of, another baby, 4-year-old baby. She's won a lot of great taste awards for her marshmallows and her fudge, as well as chocolate. Baby.
Yeah, marshmallows are really like hitting the scene big time now, with especially the vegan ones and just like flavors. Marshmallows are making a massive appearance lately.
Yeah, because it used to be really hard to get them. Now there's quite a few marshmallow
industries.
Hard to get them as vegan, particularly.
Yeah, exactly. I think
I'll talk through them just to remind you what we tasted in case you have nothing left in front of you. We had the pumpkin spiced chocolate, which had the butterscotch caramel and the pumpkin spice ganache with whiskey from Anna Marie, Lady Cacao, London based. And then we had Dominic Hutchins citrus caramel, which won the Bronze Award in 2017. Then we had the Painted Peacock chai chocolate, the white one with the orange spots. That's not very well described, I'm sorry. The orange Jackson Pollock style splashes. So that was, chai. And then we had Jack Ralph's from Art Chocolat, his black sesame praline and passion fruit. Then Zara's chocolate used to be with Just a Fine chocolates with the burnt butter ganache, milk chocolate, and then the final chocolate was Lucy Armstrong. Again, it's Lucy Armstrong chocolates, so her name is the brand. And she's in East Wittering. Zara's is in Bristol, I think I mentioned, and Lucy's was the dark chocolate, which was an award winner as well. 9 new messages, 10 new messages. What are they on? Number 4. The brown butter was, lots of different ones. I'm glad you like them. So I will send you all the direct links to the websites in an email tomorrow. If you have any more questions about any of these or anything else, she's seeing the rest of the chocolate. You might want to go on the floor now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Nisha, for being my special guest. And
no worries. Thank you. I had fun, everyone.
I'm glad. Thank you to all of you for joining and contributing to the chat and making your guesses. Don't know if any of you have any left, but I hope you enjoy if you haven't already eaten the entire chocolate.
That was great. I'm going to feel very guilty about buying Cadbury's now, but
no, it's fine. Honestly, whatever people enjoy is fine. I might just give you a tiny bit of guilt from the ethics, but
yeah.
I will send you some other brands that they hit the nostalgia sweet spot. Thank you so much, and I will hopefully see you in December. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.